one entertainment streaming outfit in the world, Netflix. If you've got Netflix, you'll be able to see this exciting night of boxing. And if you don't have Netflix, it's a good reason to get it. So ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce behind me our seated panel for this press conference.
Sela and His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, we are over the moon to once again be working with Netflix on another mega event. And you know, the last year, the heavyweight division, it felt like something was missing. It was missing some energy, some kind of fire. It needed an injection of sort. And it's getting a massive injection in 2026 with the return of the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. And Netflix, you know, they want big mega events, spectacles, major names. And it doesn't surprise me in the least that when they wanted to put on another mega boxing event, they came and said, we want Tyson Fury. And Tyson's coming back, he's hungry, he wants to make a big statement, but he's facing a danger man to my left, a guy with dynamite in his hands. Makhmudov is also very motivated, very focused, and this is an opportunity. You know, he pulls off a big upset, it could change his entire life on the biggest platform out there in the world. Once again, I want to thank everyone for coming and turn it back to our great moderator.
Now, in terms of legacy and long-term impact, what does a successful comeback for Tyson Fury do for his standing in heavyweight history?
I mean, Fury's already cemented, I believe, a position in heavyweight history. He's cemented a position for himself also as a first ballot Hall of Famer. But, you know, he showed in his last fight that he's still at the top of his game. He's still extremely skilled. He's still one of the biggest names, not just in boxing, but I believe in sports in general around the world. And you'd never see a boring Tyson Fury fight. I mean, Tyson comes to fight, Makhmudov comes to fight, and there's still a lot of big, major events and major fights for Tyson to make out there, and he seems like the time off has did him well. He's eager and ready to go, and you know, I expect a pretty sold-out Tottenham Stadium for this card.
When you assess Makhmudov's body of work so far, what stands out to you in terms of his legitimacy as a top-tier heavyweight contender to test Tyson Fury on his comeback?
Well, I mean, the heavyweight division is one division more than any where one punch is all it takes. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, including last year. A guy could be behind 9-10 rounds, lands that one punch, and the whole fight is over. And the one thing Makhmudov has shown me is he can take a punch, and he certainly can give a punch. So, I mean, Tyson can't take this man lightly. I don't think he's taking this man lightly because he knows he lands the right punch in the right place, and it could be lights out.
No doubt, Rick. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Tyson's team and hear from someone who's very close. We've been by Tyson's side for years. Long-time manager and close friend, Spencer Brown, the CEO of Gold Star Promotions. Now, Spencer, let me ask you this. Did you genuinely believe that we'd be sitting here today promoting the return of Tyson Fury and talking about a push for him to become a 3-time heavyweight world champion?
Yeah, I did actually. Speaking to his family and his brothers and everybody. Tyson loves boxing. He's an historian. There's nothing he doesn't really like about the game. He talks about it all day, all night. And I could see him coming back. He just had to he had to he had to scratch his itch because he was walking around for months enjoying himself. He's had a great year. He's told me he's had a fantastic year. He's really enjoyed it. He wants to get to work, stop Makhmudov, and then we go on from there. This man is a man mountain. He's, he's only been beaten by 2 of the world's top fighters. So I was a bit taken back when Tyson said, I'm going to fight him. No problem. There was no issue. There was I'll fight him. No talk about it. Get it on. And we're here now with the backing of Dr. Ricardo Sela, Netflix, Frank Warren, Queensbury. You know, this is going to be a massive occasion, and when you look outside here now and you look at it, what a stadium this is. It's state of the art, and I just think that it's going to be an incredible night. We've not finished the undercard yet, but it's going to be a cracking undercard. We've been run for tickets by some of the top celebrities of the world. some of the top sportsmen around the world. They all want to come to this fight. The return of the big GK, Tyson Fury. Be there or be square. I'm telling you, this is going to be big. And don't. This guy who's fighting tonight, he can bang. Well, not tonight. At the day, he can bang. This guy can fight. Like I say, he's a potential banana skin. I'll back my man to the end of the earth. The big GK's back. Be there. Thank you.
Spencer, now, Tyson's been out in Thailand preparing. Can you talk us through the thinking behind that? It's obviously a big change.
Yeah, look,
it was big to the man about himself, but I just want to know what the team wanted to gain from a change in training coach.
I don't think there is no game. Tyson, he's a great fighter. There's nothing he doesn't know about boxing. I don't think there's many people in the world who can teach him anymore. Just structure and going through what he always does do, but doing it better. He seems to be so happy in Thailand. Who wouldn't be happy there? It's warm, it's lovely, he's acclimatised, he's a national hero over there. He's got great fighters around him. That's what he chose to do. And every day they're working hard. I think that a few more people will be joining the team very shortly. And when camp's ready, this is just the start. There's 8 weeks to go yet. So we're in the preliminary stages. But as you can see, he's looking very, very fit, very tanned. He looks really well. And I think you're going to see a rejuvenated Tyson Fury. And he's really looking forward to coming back into the game and showing what he can do.
Listen, he looks fantastic, especially in a brand new suit. It's unbelievable. The tan's working for you, Tyson.
Couldn't afford a suit like that.
Now, listen, the idea of Tyson becoming a three-time heavyweight champion, how much is that driving behind the scenes? Because he's done it all, he's climbed to the very top.
Look, it's not if or why or what, it's when. He will become a 3-weight champion. Don't worry about that.
Is that what's motivated when he counted those hard runs?
There's a lot of motivations in this fight. There's a lot of motivations. He's getting paid well. He wants to work. He wants to get back in and wants to win this world title. Very important for him in boxing history. He wants to be known as one of the greats, and he will be, and he is.
To become a 3-time heavyweight champion, you've got to go through the fire. And talk there, if it goes well on April the 11th, what does that path look like in your best? Have you spoken about that, Lindsay?
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't look. This is our first fight back. You can't look beyond that. It would be very silly to do that. We've got a big giant in front of us, and who can fight. So, we've all talked about different scenarios and different fights that we'd like to do. But let's get through this first fight. Not look forward. We've got to get the job done. What's in the past, we've got to get this job done, then we move forward again. And Tyson's right up for the challenge.
Spence, thanks for your words. I want to get some perspective from the other side, the camp of Arslanbek Makhmudov. So joining us is the General Manager of Eye of the Tiger Management and former fighter himself, Antonin Dekary. Antonin, I love the name of the business. Is it going to be a rocky story for your man?
It's going to be a much better story for us than it was in Rocky IV. Let's face it. Tyson Fury's a legend. I think Arslanbek said that word before, and I think it's a great definition. He did so much in the boxing world, but we're here to make a point. We're here to make a statement. We're going to shock the world. That's the plan. We're coming in. I keep hearing that Makhmudov's a big, strong guy that can bang, which is true. He's a very, very powerful fighter. But let's not forget that we came to England at the end of 2025. We won all around. We won a unanimous decision. He can box. So obviously he's got a lot of power, but he's got a lot more tools in his bag. And let's face it, no disrespect. Obviously, Tyson Fury is one of the greatest to ever do it, but on April 11, unfortunately, it's going to be a different story.
Anthony, talk to me When this fight was presented to you, what was your immediate reaction? Was it a straight yes, or did you have to think about it?
Arslan was forcing us to say yes before we even had the time to discuss it. First, it was 100% yes right away.
This is arguably the biggest stage of Arslanbek's career so far. How do you assess the challenge that a legend of the sport like Tyson Fury brings?
Well, it's a great opportunity. It's a great challenge for sure. But his whole career was built for that. You know, we've trained really hard. We've traveled the world. We prepare ourselves for that night, and there's, again, a lot of respect. But on that night, it's going to be a different story. We're going to go real hard, and I know that Arslan's a bad man when he's in the ring.
This fight is going to be broadcast live on Netflix to a viewership of potentially hundreds of millions. A lot of new boxing fans. What would you like them to know about your man before fighting?
Well, make sure you don't skip any second. It could be very fast. Arslanbek is known as everybody says he's terrifying. I mean, I know him personally. I know he's a great man. He's very kind, but he can be very dangerous. He can be very mean in the ring.
Now, you talk us through camp. I've seen that there's videos of training in the cold mountains. How's it been so far? And what's the plan 8 weeks out from the fight?
I mean, he's very serious. He's been training in Russia. Now he's coming back to Canada, and he's going to prepare with Mark Ramsey for the rest of the camp. You guys can expect the best version of Arslanbek Makhmudov on April 11th.
You couldn't get 2 different camps. One hot, beautiful Thailand, one the Russian mountains. It's sure to be an incredible fight. Now, thank you, Anthony. Before we hear from our fighters, I'd like to bring in a man who has guided Tyson through some of the biggest moments of his career. Tyson's long-time promoter, CEO of Queensbury Promotions, the legend, the Hall of Famer, Frank Morrow. Frank, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Good afternoon, everybody.
Listen, talk to me. You've seen Tyson at every stage throughout his career. What does this return mean for you as a man who's been by his side from the very beginning?
First of all, I'm pleased he's coming back when his powers are still there. He hasn't retired for 5 years. By the time this fight takes place, it'll be 18 months. He's in with a live opponent, a real live opponent. He's got a knockout ratio of 90%. Big man, I think 17 of these fights he's won in the first round. So this is a big step up for Tyson. But for Tyson to be coming back now to the sport, it brings a total new level of interest again. You know, he's not just a boxer, he's one of the biggest personalities in certainly in the UK, probably in the world. In my lifetime, the biggest personality, or in my time in promoting, the biggest personality I've ever been involved with. I mean, where he goes, everybody wants to see him. Where he's, when a fight's on, it brings tremendous attention, and more importantly, the public wants to see him. Sells out. He still holds the record for Wembley. He sold it out on his own at the press conference. Nobody there. 400,000 people in the queue to see Tyson Fury in a fight, and the same's going to happen here. He is a phenomenal, and more importantly, he can fight. For me, I think he's the best heavyweight of his generation. And I know people are going to say, what about Usyk? Those fights were very close fights. But Tyson, I just feel he's got so much still to give and to prove. And I do believe he will win a 3rd world title and get up there with the greats. Lennox is here today. With the great fighters. He's a great
Lennox! Yep.
He's a fantastic fighter. This is going to be a great occasion, and the heavyweight division, I keep saying, is on fire. Now, it's blazing. Yes. It's blazing. This brings a new dynamic.
But you're no stranger to a Tyson Fury retirement. You've dealt with a few. Talk to me about your involvement in bringing him back. How did that process unfold?
I've never had one conversation with Tyson about fighting. It's his decision. Any conversations we had, it's been about how's the family, how are you, and that's how it's been. I always felt he would come back because he's a fighting man. and I know he's in the gym, and I've got to be honest, the first time I've seen him in the flesh for a while, he looks in the best condition I've ever seen him. And I mean that, and I'm talking about as a young man as well. He looks really well. Mentally, he is very, very happy. And I think he's got a bit between his teeth. And the thing about that means you've got a dangerous Tyson Fury. A dangerous Tyson Fury.
Oh, dangerous Tyson Fury, also a dangerous opponent. The high stakes return. Makhmudov is dangerous. From your perspective, what are the risks in taking a fight like this, 15 months out of the ring, at 37?
It's a risk for any of these big guys. It's a risk. And, you know, one punch can change a fight. And the one thing about Arslanbek is that he can punch, and he's done that on numerous occasions. He's a big puncher. He's a big man, and this for him is a massive opportunity. He can change his whole life. He's there. That's why he's taken this fight. He believes in himself. He's there. We believe in Tyson. We believe Tyson's on this journey, and it's been an exciting journey. I mean, you think about it. The fights he's had, the 3 fights against Deontay Wilder. You know, all those fights he went in as an underdog for some reason. And the first one, he won it. Came from, in that last round was so exciting where he came from. The second one showed what he was all about and went and done a job. And the third one is probably the best live heavyweight fight I've ever sat at ringside and watched. 2 gladiators, 2 warriors. And that's what Tyson is, a warrior. He's got that warrior style. And then you look at the 2 fights of Usyk, which were very close fights. Again, 2 warriors, 2 fabulous warriors. And everybody was entertained. He entertained you. That's what fighters, good fighters do. They entertain. And he's an entertaining, exciting, dynamic fighter.
Frank, these boys won't talk about next steps. They're focused on this opponent, but you're the man that has to pull the strings behind the scenes, so you can't wriggle out of this one. Talk to me. With Fabio Wardley holding a share of the heavyweight title, he's under the Queensbury banner. How does Tyson Fury's return change that landscape, add to that landscape, and should Tyson triumph on April 11th, what are the next steps for him becoming a 3-time heavyweight champion?
Those 2 are getting it on May the 9th, and it's going to be an exciting fight, there's no doubt about that. I'm not looking ahead because I'm telling you now, everything Tyson does is his decision. You know, we'll give our bit of advice, but at the end of it, he's a boxing man through and through. If you cut him in half, it would save fighting. And he's a knowledgeable fighter. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants. He's on this journey. He was talking upstairs. I was listening to some of the interviews. He said he wants to win the title for the 3rd time. That's his mission. And I've got to tell you something. Nearly every mission he goes on, he wins. He does it. He accomplishes it. And I'm sure he's going to have his eye on that fight. There's going to be an eye on Usyk. There's so many connotations, so many permutations. One thing's for sure, it's going to be an exciting journey. Always is.
Right, there's 2 routes.
Sorry?
Which one would he prefer? Where we go? We go Usyk rematch on the winner of Wardley Dubois. One's easier to make.
The only one who can answer that is Tyson.
For Tyson,
I would
get rid of the
listen, all the fights are good fights. I'd like to see him in Usyk again. I would love to see that fight again. They were great fights to watch. And I'd also like to see him fight the winner of the 2 guys, of Fabio and Daniel. They're all exciting fights. Heavyweight boxing is so good at the moment, and now, as I said earlier, it is alive. Like that blue touch paper, when Tyson Fury gets in there, here at Spurs in April, we're going to see a fantastic performance, and after that, the world is his lobster.
Listen, it will be. The heavyweight division is absolutely on fire. So, before we keep talking to you guys, I want to bring in the men who will settle it in the ring. Arslanbek, welcome. We're just under 8 weeks away from what will unquestionably be the biggest night of your career. What was your personal reaction when you heard Tyson Fury was coming out of retirement and you were at the very top of the list of potential opponents?
First of all, hello everyone, and I want to say thank you first of all His Excellency Turkish Sheikh for this opportunity. Yes, I was very happy. I was very happy when I heard this news because for me it's dream fight. It's all my life. I go for my goal. My parents told me, my uncle told me, when I was 9 years old, they told me you're going to be champion of the world. So I just follow my goals and enjoy this time now and enjoy my trip to this, my goal. And I'm looking forward to April 11 to reach my goal, inshallah.
Arslanbek, you're well on the way to reaching your goal if you beat this man to my right. Now, you posted a photo of you and Tyson Fury 10 years ago when you were a fan. What is it like looking back at that now and being sat here on the top table about to fight?
Yes, this time it was in Canada. Even it wasn't did a pro debut. I wasn't pro boxer. I just came to finish contract. At this time, Tyson was already world champion, former world champion, and this is a legend, like a big name in boxing. But I come here for make my legacy, my story is.
Comfort to make your legacy. You'll certainly make an incredible legacy if you win on April the 11th. Now, do you think there's a chance, there's a lot of talk online, there's a lot of talk around the boxing world that Tyson Fury wants to become a 3-time heavyweight champion. Do you believe there's a chance that he's overlooking you in any way?
I believe when we took a picture almost 10 years ago, it was like a signal from God for this day going to happen. One day I'm going to be meet with this guy and meet him. That's why that's my goal, and I believe God prepared for me that this.
Is this the best possible time for you to get Tyson Fury 15 or so months out of the ring by the time he steps into the ring right here on April the 11th? A long layoff at 37 years old. Is this the perfect time?
You know, this guy have big experience. I don't think so. It's a lot of change. It's a long time. I mean, 1 year not boxing, but I mean, he's a great boxer. For me, for him, it means nothing. But that's why I think it's going to be good fight in April 11th.
You've openly said that your win against another Brit, Dave Allen, filled you with confidence. You had to do it in an extremely hostile environment, something that you'll definitely face here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Are you ready for that?
Yes, of course, because when I was go in Sheffield, 10,000 arena, this arena was against me, 10,000. But I said myself, good with me, doesn't matter who against me. And I was successful. This time something, 6,000, 7,000 against me, but good with me. It's all the world can be against me. It's nothing if you go with me.
In that same fight, you went 12 rounds for the first time in your career. Has that showed you that you could stay disciplined and box and take it over the distance if Tyson makes it awkward for 12 rounds? Or do you believe that it has to end inside the distance?
I don't know what's going to happen in the fight, but of course we'll prepare for all distances.
The man is ready. Now, Tyson Fury has been dropped 8 times in his career, with 4 of those coming in the last 6 fights, and you've built your career on knockouts. Do you believe you hit hard enough to keep Tyson Fury down?
What's the question again?
Tyson Fury has been down 8 times in his career, with 4 of those coming in the last 6 fights. So more recently, you've built your career on knockouts. Do you believe you hit hard enough to keep Tyson on the counters?
You know, guys, nobody knows what's going to be happening in the fight, but we can just make a reason to win. what we can do this.
Arslanbek, thank you very, very much. We look forward to seeing you. Now, Tyson. We've got to stop calling them retirements. They're more like sabbaticals now. More like just a little break away from the sport, holidays from work. Let's start with the question that everybody wants to know the answer to. Why have you decided to come back? And was there a catalyst? Was there one moment where you thought, you know what, I've still got it?
First of all, thank you to everyone who turned out for this press conference today here at Tottenham. Thank you to Turkey Al Sheikh for putting this show on. Thank you to Netflix, Spencer, Frank, everybody who's been involved. Thank you to everybody. And I'm glad you asked that question. Sorry, Dr. Rakan as well is right here. Without this man, let me tell you something, without him, none of this would be possible. We spent hours and hours on the phone making this deal happen. And without this man here, he deserves all the credit he gets. Great man. Well, big shout out to me because without him I wouldn't even be born. How about that? Right, back to your question. I think it's a very interesting question as well. Because why did I come back to boxing? Very, very, very interesting question, and there's only one answer to that. And the truth of the matter is, I came back for one reason only, and that's to make boxing great again. Since I retired for the 5th time, over a year ago, boxing for me has gone on a downward slope. It's become quite boring, and boxing is at its maximum potential when Tyson Fury is actively fighting. And I didn't say that. An AI, the cleverest AI on earth said that, ChatGPT. So believe it. And I'm coming back to make boxing great again. Like Donald Trump wants to make America great again, I want to make boxing great again. And with me, I brought back the biggest streaming platform on earth, Netflix. First fighting at a 60,000 seat stadium. I bring a circus, I bring an entourage, I bring entertainment, I bring action, I bring cameras, I bring everything to the sport. And it's something that I'm so passionate about and I love. You know, I was enjoying being retired. I made At Home with the Fury Season 2, which is about to air in April. I made a documentary on Netflix about my life, a biopic documentary. I travelled the world with my family, went on a few private jets, a few yachts, nice holidays, food. I was enjoying myself. When it comes to a point where you just want to go back to work, and my work will always be the fight game. No matter how old I am, people say, oh, well, you're 37. Well, let me just hit you with a few facts here. Archie Moore was 48-year-old when he defended his title and went 15 rounds and got up off the canvas 6 times. Roberto Duran was successfully fighting world champions in his 50s. So I think age it is what it is. I feel fresh, I feel good. If I was on a decline, I'd say it. I'd be the first to say, you know what, I don't think I've got it no more. I won't box, but I don't feel as if I've lost anything. I feel like I'm in my prime still. I feel fast, I feel good moving, I feel everything's really good. I've been away in Thailand training, as everybody knows. It's been well documented all over my Instagram for the past however long. Rejuvenated. The sunshine makes you happy, makes you smile. And it knocks down your biological age. I think I've knocked down 10 years on my biological age with sunshine and having a shave. For sure, I'm really looking forward to getting back in the ring. And April the 11th can't come soon enough. I'm in great shape. I've been training since I retired. I never stopped training. It's a part of my hobby. However, I've been really brutalising myself over in Thailand, doing a lot of old school stuff over the last 8 weeks, and I have another 8 weeks to go. So, like Frank pointed out, I'm in good shape right now, and I'll be in even better shape on April 11th. And you know, Makhmudov, what do I know about him? I know he's a giant. He's bigger than he says he is. He says he's about 6'4", but I think he's about 6'8". He's a big man. Knockout puncher for 14 or 15 first-round KOs. And they say, why did you choose someone so dangerous as Arslanbek Makhmudov? Truth of the matter is, if I fight pudding, I don't get turned on by that. I have to fight somebody dangerous to make me want to even train, make me want to even take it seriously. So now I know I've got a dangerous knockout artist in front of me, I really will focus and get my teeth into the training camp. I'm looking forward to the event, looking forward to coming here, putting on a real show at Tottenham. And most of all, I'm looking forward to punching his face right in, to be fair. It's been a while and I missed it. What better thing can a man do than punch another man's face in and get paid a lot of money to do it? It's like a dream job. You get to punch people's faces in and get paid a shit ton of money to do it. So I missed that. I missed it. I missed it a lot. And now we've got big Makhmudov over there. I'm going to write him straight off completely. I'm going to make his face look like a butcher's block after about 4 rounds. Because I know he can't get out of the way of my punches. That's a fact. He's dangerous, I understand that. And everyone will be saying, you know what, you've got to really take this guy seriously. But he knows he's in there with a legend of a fighter. And when he gets in there on the night, he's going to realise how much of a legend I am. Because, you know, he fought over in Britain recently, and he fought Dave Allen and went 12 rounds. But Dave's my pal, the white rhino. But if he thinks it's anything like that, that's like swimming in a garden pond and then trying to swim across the Atlantic Ocean in bad weather. It's totally different. And I'm looking to put on a show. I want an explosive knockout, and I believe I'm going to get that April 11th. I'm going to knock him spark out.
I might as well sit down, that's unbelievable. Vintage touch.
It's like a one-take wonder, wasn't it?
You practice that. Tyson, I've noticed a lot on your Instagram, from your socials, you've spoken a lot about being happy and feeling blessed. Yeah. And a little bit of time away from the sport seems to have healed something there. Do you think that a happy Tyson is the most dangerous version of Tyson for you?
Every day I wake up, I thank God for everything that I have, and everything that I am, and everything that I've become. Sometimes people forget to thank the Creator and thank everything that we have, my family, my career, everything, friends. I've been so truly blessed over the years, and there's been quite a few moments where I've been down and out, wrote off, and I keep coming back, and I can say this is my 5th comeback in as many years, I suppose. But you know, when you love something so passionately as I do, it's hard to let go. It's very difficult to let go. And after watching, I just watched my documentary for the full 2 hours backstage in between interviews and stuff. And the career that I've had, the roller coaster of emotions, up and down, the fights I've had over the years, it makes me want to fight even more. Because I know how hard I have worked to get to this point. And to walk away with so much left in the tank wasn't never going to be. I was always going to come back, even if I didn't believe it myself. When I retired over a year ago, I really believed that I would never return to boxing. But having had a year off and experienced life and all the things that it has to give, I've learned that I'm so much in love with boxing that it's a part of me, no matter how old I am or will ever be, it'll always be a part of me. Just like Mike Tyson, he can never get it out of his system. He just had a fight at 60 years old, 61 years old. And I think boxing is the biggest addictive drug on earth, because any other drug you can go to rehab and get it out of your system. But the fight game, it never leaves you. It's always with you, now until forever.
You've spoken a little bit about healing, being happy and coming back to the sport. You said maybe you didn't think you would come back at one point. Obviously those 2 defeats to Usyk, what did you learn from those? How did that help you kind of come back in a different mindset?
What did I learn from those 2 fights? I learned that I'm a very good boxer, and I learned that you just got to flow the punches and just take life as it comes, ups and downs. I said it a long time ago. It's not how many times you win or lose, or how many times you get knocked down or whatever, but it's about getting up and keep coming forward in a positive manner. No matter what life chucks at you, you must keep continuing to move forward. And you know, I got that from a Rocky movie. But it's so true. There is never a tomorrow. You know, tomorrow is a myth. It's not a real thing. Today is what we have. Not yesterday, not an hour ago, not an hour forward. We have now. Tomorrow might not ever come. And I suppose the biggest turning point in this comeback for me was a tragedy that happened with Anthony Joshua. I was on holiday with my family in Thailand for Christmas, just to get away from the rain. Sick of the rain, it was depressing me. And then I hear all that bad news that's gone on. And I thought, you know what, life is very short and very precious and very fragile. And anything could happen at any given moment. And you should never put things off until tomorrow or next year or next week, because tomorrow is not promised to nobody. The Bible says tomorrow is not a gift. Tomorrow ain't promised. Tomorrow is a mystery. So we have to live for today. And me living for that day I made my mind up there and then that I'm going to come back to boxing because it's something that I love and I'm passionate about and that I've always been in love with. And there is no tomorrow to put it off to, so that's why I'm back today for this big fight.
Absolutely, and obviously we're playing at senior and that's wrestling piece. Now, how much pressure do you feel coming back with that mindset to win, but not just win, but win in good fashion? Because if you don't look convincing, the critics will say those big talks about the winner of Dubois, Wardley, redemption against Usyk, they all go out the window. So do you feel that pressure?
No, there's no pressure. I've got no oath to be taken. I don't hold any alphabetical title. Just me, having fun, something I've always done all my life. I don't feel pressure. I live for this shit. Even when I'm under pressure, I'm caught and I've been down, I still live for this shit. It's what I've always lived for. It's what I'll always continue to live for. And I thrive under pressure. And as for the critics, I'm sure Van Gogh had his critics, but I can't name any right now off the top of my head. Fuck the critics, who cares about them? They're just soft, sorry people who have to hate on other people who are trying to do something that they could only dream about doing. Probably having wanked in the bathroom about doing it. Yeah, well, when real men get in there and fight, and another idiots, armchair critics, slag off people who are doing something they can only dream about, then it's a sad, sorry state. So, does the lion care about the opinions of sheep? No, he doesn't. Who cares? I read a quote on Instagram recently and it said, does the honeybee waste his time telling their flies that the honey is better than the cow shit? He doesn't. He just lets them crack on with it. But that's what I do. I crack on with my own business. I don't get involved with anybody else's, and I stick in my own lane. I'm not a big time investor, I'm not a property developer, I'm not a realtor, I'm not anything but a fighter. And that's what I'll always be. And that's why I'm back again, sticking in my own lane and doing what I always do.
I'm going to write down a list of these incredible quotes. I'm going to sell them on eBay for a lot of money. Absolute vintage Tyson. This is your first time fighting back in the UK since 2022 in this very, very stadium.
Has it been 4 years already?
Yeah.
Shocking how time flies, isn't it?
How good will it be to be back in front of 60, 70,000 British boxing fans?
It will be absolutely unbelievable. And I know my legion of fans will fill the stadium up, no problem. We boxed here in December, freezing our nuts off, out there, me and Derek Chisora for the heavyweight championship of the world. And everybody and his dog said, that won't sell any tickets. It's December, it'll be raining. But guess what happened, Frank? What happened? Sold out. And I anticipate another sellout and another epic fight here in Britain. It's unbelievable to be back. You know, I was away in Saudi for the last, what's it been, 4 years? Yeah, the last few fights have been over there, and to come back to the UK with Netflix, it's a dream come true to be back here at Tottenham. And I had a great win here last time, and I'm hoping to get another great win here again on April 11th.
It's live on Netflix, and Tyson is definitely Hollywood, let me tell you that. Now, your dad's in the room. He's saying that he wanted to have more input into this camp, and you posted your weight on your socials, 18 stone 11 and 3/4 pounds, 17 pounds or so lighter than you came in for the Usyk rematch. One of his wishes was he wanted you to learn to move again, to be awkward, to be jerky, to be hard to hit. Is the weight a part of that, and is Thailand a part of that?
The weight is... weights can be deceived. You know, I was about 18 stone 10 when I fought Usyk last time out. When I weighed in, fully hydrated, fully fed, and had my coat on and boots, big leather jacket, so I wouldn't buy into the weight on the scales too much, and scales don't really mean a lot to me. Hence the reason I've always been a fat fucker all my life, but it hasn't really affected me. But yeah, listen, I'm training away, and whatever weight I'm coming at. I'm not a slim fast woman who's checking her weight every 10 seconds with a set of scales. I'm a heavyweight man, 19 stone, 6'9". As long as I'm fit and strong and eating food well, I'm not really too concerned about what weight the number says on the scales. And as long as I'm performing and doing what I've got to do, then I'll be happy on the night.
So you've been in with some of the biggest punchers in heavyweight history.
Number one in history.
Number one in history.
That's not bad, is it? Number one 3 times and number 7. That's pretty good.
Right, they're 1 and 7. Where does Makhmudov rank in terms of that threat?
I don't know, I've never fought him yet, never felt his power, but I'll let you know after the fight.
I'll be asking you, don't worry. Listen, quick one. Back in Thailand, training camp looks a little bit different than Morecambe. Is it just the rain, the reason why you're out there? Can you give some insight to the boxing fans who see you on your socials, see you train, see you have...
So why am I in Thailand training? So when you wake up in England and it's pissing it down, you look out the window, how does that make everybody feel? Truthfully. Anyone? Miserable. Miserable, there you go. Yeah. When I'm in Thailand and I wake up and it's 30 degrees outside, I'm like, this is awesome! Let me go training. Sunshine is the key. And if you wake up in the rain, you feel shit. And if you wake up in the sunshine, you feel happy. And I want to feel happy. I don't like the cold anymore, I don't like the rain, I don't like the greyness, I don't like the 2 weeks of summer we get per year. So that's why I'm in Thailand. I've been there 8 weeks already. And the worstest day we had is 27.5 degrees. And the best day we've had has been about 35 degrees. So yeah, it's been pretty good. I've really been enjoying my training. And you can get good sweat. And Muhammad Ali once said, he said, I train in Miami, live in Miami. He said, because when I'm having my breakfast, I'm losing weight. When I'm jogging, I'm losing weight. When I'm training, I'm losing weight. When I'm sleeping, I'm losing weight. So while I'm out in Thailand, 30 degrees, it's a bit like Miami with the humidity, I'm losing weight all the time.
You're definitely selling it. Now, how does this fight end on the 11th? Talk to me, give us a prediction before we get to the face.
How does it end? Probably a big right hand, KO.
Nice and easy. Want to give us a round prediction?
Round 6, why not?
There we go.
I believe it number.
Mystic Tyson. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. I will allow these guys to step forward and head into the place.